Good morning, Mr. Duba. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Bernard?
I'm good. I'm good. Let's jump right. I got tons of questions. This film goes there. It will have people talking and even have a more scrutinized on the NCAA. Do you think the film will put a battery in the back of athletes, and probably spawn a real life Marcus James?
I don't know. I hope that the film certainly engages people in the conversation. It's alive right now, very much so a live discussion of student athletes and how that entire system wants to move forward. I hope that it will spark discussion. I think that's what art is meant to do, good art anyway. And I think it's meant to challenge. Um, and so I hope those things will come to life, you know.
Mhm.
Whether it will ignite, I think that depends on the community.
Great answer. Now, your character, Catherine Poe, walks a tightrope. Poe, like yourself, is a track and field athlete, so she has some skin in the game. And
Yeah.
she works for the cabal, so she uses that argument, uses that to help her in an argument to get Lamarcus to play. So, with that question being, where does you stand on the fact about athletes getting paid?
Yeah, when I came into the film, I had a very singular idea of what needed to happen, and how, standing from the outside, and then getting to play Catherine and understanding and learning more about the system as it currently exists, the work of dismantling it, and then some of the questions that Catherine poses. Quite frankly, she says at one point, "What happens to all the other sports then that are not these big football, that are not big basketball, so on and so forth? What happens to those people who are largely benefiting from the system?" So it made me, when I came out from the project on the other side, it gave me space to consider the conversation from a more rounded view, and some of the nuance of the discussion that I don't think previously I had um, paid attention to. Um, and I think that is why, even more so, why it's important to have that conversation now.
Great, great. And finally, was there ever a moment in your life where you passed on a golden opportunity to take a stand for a more righteous cause you believed in?
Mm. Well, to say that I myself think it's righteous, I guess. I don't know. But I have I have, yes, said no for for reasons that I believe in. Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's my time. It was an honor and pleasure talking to you this morning. You were absolute scene stealer in the film. Every scene you was in, you stole it. So I appreciate talking to you this morning. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bernard. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have a great night or day.
You, you too. Hey, Stefan, what's going on this morning?
What's up, brother? How you?
I'm good. I'm good. I got a ton of questions. Let's get into this. This film goes there, and will have people looking at the NCAA with an even more scrutinous eye. Do you think this film will put a battery in the back of probably, some college athletes and possibly, Burford and Lamarcus James in real life?
Man, what a thing that would be if it actually did, right?
Yeah.
I think that look, this film, I mean, it should be triggering, right? There's a lot of things that happen in there, and especially for these athletes, it should be something to really, really be thinking about. And so, I guess that would be my wish, is that with this film, that there's a discussion that starts, or that gets amplified, because obviously the
Hmm.
discussion is already happening. But that these players start to look at their teammates differently, start to look at their coaches differently, start to look at the institution differently, start to ask more questions, and really stand their ground about it, because obviously we're fighting for a just cause.
Dope, dope. Now, was there ever a moment in Stephan James' life where you passed on a golden opportunity for a more righteous cause?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, totally. Definitely even in our, in this business, right? In the entertainment business, sometimes you could, you have opportunities that are afforded to you, um, for some people maybe like, oh, it's a really cool opportunity. And, if it doesn't feel right for yourself and your true values and the things you really stand by, then you may have to let it go, regardless of how much, exposure or money or anything else, has to come with it. And so I certainly find myself in those dilemmas too, for sure.
So now I had to ask. There's a funny scene. Well, it pretty much happens almost immediately in the movie where you and Emmett redo the classic Pulp Fiction scene, Ezekiel 25:17 verse. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, I mean, look, it was just, it's something that when I read in the script, I was like, man, how are we gonna like redo this moment? And like, how is it gonna work? But it really just flowed. I don't even think Alex and I rehearsed it or anything like that. I think we just, we did it for the first time, and Rick, our director, was like, man, we should have shot it. Alex is my guy. I've been knowing him for a very long time, and so I think there was just a lot of chemistry there that helped that moment.
Dope, dope. Well, that's my time. That's all I have to ask for today, man. I think you did an exceptional job in the film, and I think this film is going to have a lot of people talking. And I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me this morning.
My guy, yes, sir. You too. I appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, for sure.